What is up, guys? It's Caleb from MetaJungle, and it's finally time for us to watch some football, as we just had the first week of NFL preseason action just take place. And to celebrate that fact, we're going to complete the Week 1 preseason playbooks from NFL All Day. So let's go ahead, let's jump right into this and see what challenges we can complete. So here we are on the playbooks page of NFL All Day. And we are going to start this time with the rookie playbook. Here we can see that there is a reward pack available for 100 yards, and that pack will contain a single moment that could be either a rare or common Series 2 moment. And what's cool about this playbook is that it looks like we won't have to burn any moments to get the needed yardage for this pack. So let's go ahead and let's get some yards. We already have 10 yards just for signing in, and we can see that we can't complete all of the challenges quite yet. So we're going to have to come back, but let's go ahead and complete what we can. First, we have a challenge for 10 yards that asks us to pick a winner of the Thursday night matchup between the Texans and the Patriots. And to get the yardage, I don't have to get the prediction right, I just have to make a pick. For this challenge, I'm going to use my Patriots Bailey Zappi moment. I'll go ahead and lock it in, and that's 10 more yards for a grand total of 20. Now we'll move on to my next challenge, and that is for 20 yards. And it asks us to submit a moment of a running back, wide receiver, or tight end from both the NFC and the AFC. So for the NFC part, I'm going to choose my Alvin Kamara moment. And then for the AFC, I'm going to choose my Zay Jones moment. I'll lock both of those in, and now I'm at 40 total yards. Our next challenge is also for 20 yards, and it asks us to submit quarterback moments of a quarterback from both the NFC and the AFC. So for this one, I'll select my Brock Purdy moment for the NFC, and then I'm going to go with my Lamar Jackson moment for the AFC. I'll lock both of those in, and now I'm at 60 yards with just one more challenge left to go, but like I said, it's not available quite yet, so we'll have to come back to it. But let's go ahead and head over to the All-Pro Playbook. Now, looking at the premium rewards for the All-Pro Playbook, for 50 yards, we have a single moment reward pack that could contain either a common or rare Series 2 moment. And then for 100 yards, we have a 2 moment reward pack that contains one common Series 2 moment and then either a legendary, rare, or common Series 2 moment. So let's go ahead and get some yardage. But again, most of the challenges here are not yet available, so we're going to have to return later to complete all of them. But to go ahead and start, we already have 5 yards for signing in, and we'll go ahead and start with this first challenge that asks us to pick a winner for Chiefs vs. Saints. For this one, I'm just going to choose my Alvin Kamara moment again. I'll lock it in, and now we are at 10 yards total. Now for another 5 yards, we have this challenge that asks us to pick the winner again between the Texans and the Patriots. So again, I'll lock in my Bailey Zappi moment, and now I'm at 15 yards. But I have to wait until the rest of the challenge is unlocked, so let's come back here in a little bit. Alright, so we've waited for a little bit, but now the rest of the challenges are finally available, so let's go ahead and head back over to the rookie playbook. We have one more challenge to complete here for 40 yards, and it asks us to submit one moment from each team that won their matchup in Week 1 of the preseason. So we're going to start off with the Texans, and we'll go with my Dameon Pierce moment. Then we'll go ahead over to the Seahawks and we'll pick Tyler Lockett. Next we have the Packers and we'll go with Jordy Nelson. Now the Lions and Khalif Raymond. We got the Falcons and we'll go with Cordero Patterson. The Steelers will go with James Pierre. Commanders will go this time with Jonathan Allen. The Cardinals, we got Marquise Brown. The Bills will go with Tre'Davious White. The Chicago Bears will go with Jaquan Brisker. The Jets will go with Breece Hall. For the Jaguars, we'll go with Zay Jones. The Ravens, we got Lamar Jackson. The Chargers, we'll go with Gerald Everett. Then we got the Saints, we'll go with Alvin Kamara again. And finally, we have the Raiders, and we'll go with Foster Moreau. Now we're going to lock in all of those moments to get 40 more yards, and now we have enough yardage to get our first reward pack. Now let's head back over to the All-Pro Playbook to finish up over there. Our first challenge that we have here is a Tier 1 challenge for 5 yards, and it's called Error Alert, where we need to submit one moment from the team that passed for the most passing yards this past week. For this, we're going to go with the Browns, since they did that, and we'll choose the Ernest Johnson moment, and that will get us 5 more yards to put us up at 20 yards total. Next, we have another Tier 1 challenge, this one being defense, and it asks us for one moment from the team that allowed the least points this past week. Now that team was the Jets, so we're going to choose our Breece Hall moment, we'll lock it in, and now we're at 25 yards total. Now we have one more Tier 1 challenge, that being offensive juggernauts. And this one is going to ask us for one moment from the team that scored the most points in week 1 of the preseason. And that was the Packers this past week, so we'll go with Jordy Nelson. And now we have 30 total yards. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to some Tier 2 challenges that are worth 20 yards. And the first one is this week leaders, and it asks us for one moment from the team that had a player that finished top 3 in passing, rushing, and receiving yards. So 3 moments total. First, we have for passing yards, we have the Lions, and we'll go with Khalif Raymond. Then for rushing yards, we have the Chargers. We'll choose our Gerald Everett moment for that one. And finally, for receiving yards, we'll use our Raiders moment, since they qualified for that one. We'll go with Foster Moreau again. We'll lock those moments in, and now we have 50 total yards. Now we'll move on to our next Tier 2 challenge, and that is the Week Winner Challenge, where we need to submit a rare moment from a team that won their Week 1 preseason matchup. Now for this one, we're going to use our Steelers Terry Bradshaw moment, since the Steelers won their game. We'll go ahead and lock it in, and now we are at 70 total yards. Now we have 2 more Tier 3 challenges we're going to try to complete. This first one here is for 20 yards, and it is the Defensive Specialist Challenge. And it asks us to submit one rare moment from a team that recorded an interception, a sack, or a defensive touchdown. For this, we're going to use our rare Terrell Davis moment, since the Broncos were able to take care of those things and qualify for that. We'll go ahead and lock in that moment, and now we are at 90 total yards, so we're really close to our end goal. But we have one final challenge to complete, and that is the Touchdowns Challenge. And that challenge asks us to submit one rare moment from the team that scored the most touchdowns this past week. Or if we don't have that, what we could do is we could do the same thing that we did in the rookie playbook and submit one moment from each team that won their matchup. And that's what we're going to have to end up doing. So we're going to select all of the same moments that we did earlier, and we'll go ahead, we'll lock those in once we have all of those selected. And now we have more than enough yardage to get all of our reward packs, so we'll have 4 new moments coming. But we still have to unlock premium rewards, and that means we have to burn 4 moments from my collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my collection, I'll select 4 moments that I'm willing to burn, and that's going to include a couple of duplicate moments that I have. Now, once I have all of those burned, I'll qualify for those reward packs, so definitely stay tuned for when I open those up. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to follow both me and MetaJungle over on X. Also, please make sure to go and hop in the MetaJungle Discord server. Also, please like, share, and subscribe, and just keep coming back here for more awesome content. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.